tWitch was blackmailed. He was on Diddy tapes.
Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? He's been on your show many times.
I just wanted to say the past 11 days have been really tough for everyone. But to honor Twitch, I think the best thing that we can do is to laugh and hug each other, and play games and dance.
Girl, you won't believe the latest internet bombshell. Diddy, the man who seems to have it all, just got accused of trying to blackmail our beloved Twitch star. The streets are buzzing and everyone's asking, is this really happening? Hold on tight, because the tea is scalding and is going to make you rethink everything you thought you knew about the celeb world. This isn't just idle gossip, we're talking leaked videos that are rocking Hollywood faster than a Taylor Swift breakup anthem.
tWitch was blackmailed. He was on Diddy tapes. I ain't saying this is true, I'm just trying to see what they have to say. But we all know the connection with Ellen and Diddy. We all know that they were tight. He has been on her show many times. So nothing would surprise me, but
girl, let me set the scene for you the day the music world stopped dead in its tracks. Picture Diddy, usually the king of cool, strutting around with that untouchable vibe. But today, the man is sweating bullets and everyone's wondering what's up. It started with whispers, you know how the industry thrives on rumors. But this time, the buzz was wilder than Cardi B's wardrobe. People were talking blackmail, secret videos, and Diddy being mixed up in something serious. Here's the unfiltered T. Diddy allegedly tried to pull a fast one on Twitch. Yeah, Twitch the fan favorite from Ellen, the guy with the moves and that $1 million smile. Word on the street, Diddy thought he had some dirt on Twitch, dirt worth more than his entire mansion's bling. And if you've been paying attention, Diddy's been acting off lately, canceling events, avoiding interviews, looking over his shoulder like he's in some spy movie. Remember that time he showed up at the Bet Awards looking like he'd seen a ghost? Now it all makes sense. He was probably sweating over his little scheme getting exposed. So what could Twitch possibly know that's got Diddy so rattled? That's the $1 million question, girl. Twitch has always been the golden boy, spreading joy faster than a viral TikTok challenge. But who knows? Maybe he's got a secret darker than Diddy's designer sunglasses collection.
We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
We go so far back. You don't tell these people how far back we go.
I know, but I wear t-shirts. I don't know what that means. Anyway, all right, let's.
I mean,
you hold that.
Okay.
All right.
I keep this. Take two if the joke didn't work.
No, it's okay.
I don't want no problems.
No, it's okay.
No, hold on. Hey, so.
Let me tell you, people are seriously going full detective mode on this Diddy case, connecting dots like they're out here solving mysteries for the FBI. The latest twist? Allegedly, there's a connection between Twitch's tragic passing and Diddy, with rumors tying in none other than Ellen DeGeneres. And remember all those wild allegations about her? Word has it, she was supposedly involved in some questionable activity and attending Diddy's infamous parties. The street talk says Twitch was holding onto some heavy evidence that implicated both Ellen and Diddy, something dark and compromising, and that's why they say he had to be, well, silenced.
As you know, when he passed away, that immediately was coming out. They were already saying that Ellen had something. That's what they were saying that came out. Not too much of Diddy, but Ellen. So again, take these videos with a grain of salt, but I ain't gonna be boo-boo the fool to think that this stuff can't exist.
To go.
Like what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party though.
Uh-huh.
It'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then no, I mean the after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know about that.
All right, y'all remember when the news broke about Twitch's passing? It was reported that he checked into the Oak Tree Inn, planning to check out the next day at 11 a.m. When he didn't, the hotel staff went to knock on his door and found his lifeless body with a self-inflicted injury. The news was heartbreaking, but to many, it just didn't add up. Twitch had just celebrated his 9th anniversary with his wife, Allison, sharing throwback wedding photos with a heartfelt happy anniversary, my love. Allison also posted a reel honoring their anniversary, captioning it with gratitude for their perfect magical day. The two were even talking about having another child. Naturally, fans started digging, looking for anything that might explain this tragedy, and some pointed fingers at Allison, noting that her response seemed odd. As soon as the news went public, Allison's reaction raised eyebrows, and that was enough to get the rumor mill turning.
You know, a lot of people were saying, like, a lot of people were trying to ask, like, is there a time limit on when you're supposed to move on? Because Allison, you know, his wife, she's dating someone right now. So a lot of people were saying they think it's too soon. People were saying let her live her life. That's completely up to her. If she feel like she's ready to move on, but I know for me, it would be extremely hard to like open myself up to someone again, being that I've been with my wife for so long. It'd be tough. But it's like you hope these things aren't true, man, because it gets really, really, really dark.
Have you ever seen a scandal so juicy it makes the OJ trial look like a parking ticket? Buckle up, Buttercup, because what's about to unfold in Hollywood makes the Met Gala look like a church picnic. The word on the street is that this leak is about to turn Tinseltown upside down, and honey, no one's coming out clean. Imagine it's just another Tuesday in La La Land celebs sipping their overpriced green juices when bam, this video drops on social media like a bomb. It spreads faster than you can say viral, and suddenly everyone and their mama is watching Diddy squirm like a worm on a hook. The internet went wild, servers were practically smoking, and you could almost hear the collective gasp from LA to Brooklyn. I can't spill all the tea, but let's just say this video makes the Real Housewives look like a kindergarten spat. Picture Diddy looking like he's seen a ghost, rambling about secrets that could take down empires, with Twitch's name getting tossed around like a beach ball at Coachella. The tension in that video, so thick you could slice it and serve it up on a platter. Reactions rolled in hotter than a batch of fresh Popeyes biscuits. Diddy was in full damage control, claiming it was all a misunderstanding, while Twitch's squad came out swinging, ready to defend their guy. Fans? Let's just say they were more divided than pizza at a Super Bowl party. But here's where it gets wild. Celebs started picking sides faster than you can say cancel culture.
It's all about the money. They saw what he did to Cassie. With the kicking, the punching. They saw what they did to Cassie. They know that nobody in America liked that. So now, these people are represented by a brand. Whether it's something about the music, clothing, movies. They're not gonna come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them. And they praying that they not on the tape doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. They praying. So until the feds say, hey, yo, listen here. We got you on, hey, buddy, we got you on this tape. And girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not gonna show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, you know, Sean Combs. That's when they're gonna start talking. And they're not gonna be talking in his favor. When the feds come to them and show them what they got on tape, because if he had 250 tapes all over, 250 cameras all over the house, somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar. It could be your favorite pastor. It could be your favorite politician. But they didn't think they was being watched. And Brother Love was watching.
Yeah, I mean, TD Jakes, he haven't even came out and said anything. And him and Diddy was real cool.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, man. And I know the people in the congregation over there is shaking in their boots because this man then led them probably, allegedly probably led them to damnation, because those people's hearts are going to be broken if that man is seen on those tapes doing anything. Because people always put their faith in the pastor instead of putting their faith in God. And what they need to do is understand that he's just a man. And he has a history. It's not looking too good for him.
So you feel like celebs are worried that they might be on tape?
Oh, they know. That's why they ain't speaking up or saying nothing. Yeah, I was at a Diddy party, but I know I ain't do nothing. When you don't know somebody's taping you, when you don't know that somebody is videoing you in some kind of form or fashion, you got that alcohol, you got the drugs in you, they're a little loose, bruh. They let down all their inhibitions. The music is pumping. He said it himself. He got it so hot in there that you gotta take your clothes off. He said that himself, bruh. So a lot of them, like what he said? I think a lot of them was being swallowed. Have you ever been swallowed? They tell off on themselves all the time, man. You just gotta listen.
But why do you think Diddy had all them hidden cameras?
Bruh, when you that powerful, you didn't get that powerful without having 1 or 2 or maybe 3 ups on somebody. Diddy always been the type of individual that want to have ups on the next person no matter what they was doing. Like, he always played artists against each other. He did it to Big, he did it to Craig Mack. You understand? I said before, he did the stuff to Ja Rule, you know what I'm saying? So had the ups on Ja Rule so he could go after Jay-Z. You understand what I'm saying? So he always played those kind of up games on people. So to have those cameras and know what he was doing, it's gonna give him the ups on everybody who came to that party. Even your favorite basketball player. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. We know who said that. He may be one of the persons who got caught up in the Diddy party.
LeBron said that, but yeah, you might be right. You know, it sounds like he had all them hidden cameras to use it against people.
I think that was said in the indictment, right? That was said in the indictment. You know, somebody, I think Dawn may have said that. I don't know for sure. And correct me if I'm wrong. He would, even if you didn't want to do something, he would tell the individual, well, I got you on tape doing it before. And the person would feel pressured in having to do something or come and do something at the party or be at the party because he already had him on tape right then and there. But what you think when you do it the second time? He's still gonna have you on tape. Those tapes is the one who's killing, because people don't understand this. Little Rod, he's taping for Diddy in some occasions. When he wrote his indictment up, when he wrote his when his lawyer wrote up his briefs and submitted it, he must have had he must have been a prosecutor somewhere or something like that, because he wrote it up like it was an indictment. You understand? Saying all the stuff that had happened. Then people don't understand this. After he wrote it up and he had the tapes and everything, they sent that to the feds. The feds opened up a case on that. Everybody think it's happened. Oh, the feds looked at Cassie getting beaten, and then they just opened up a case. Nah. I think it was more so Lil Rob and them sending the feds that information. They put in a civil suit, then sent the other stuff over to the feds, and it read like an indictment. So they had to look at it because they see some crimes that was committed in that. And lo and behold, they do a raid on the house. So, to get back to your question, all the footage and everything that they have is going to either help, it's going to help them get some more people or get enough people just to hang Diddy.
Now, everyone and their grandma had a theory about who leaked that video. Was it a scorned ex, a disgruntled employee with a score to settle, or just maybe an inside job? Some thought Twitch himself might have dropped the bomb, flipping the script on Diddy like a boss. Others were convinced it was someone in Diddy's inner circle fed up and ready to watch it all burn. Honey, let me tell you, careers were hanging by a thread thinner than a model's patience at an all-you-can-eat buffet. Reputations built over decades were crumbling faster than a sandcastle in a tsunami. The fallout from this is about to make the Hollywood blacklist look like a VIP guest list. But hold on to your wigs, because here comes a twist that'll have you gasping louder than when Beyonce dropped Lemonade. Just when everyone thought they had it figured out, whispers started circulating about the video's authenticity. Some tech-savvy sleuths claimed parts of it might be AI generated. Can you believe it? We're living in a world where we can't even trust our own eyes anymore. You might think that's the end of the story, right? Wrong. This is Hollywood, honey, the drama never sleeps. Just when you think you've heard it all, there's always another bombshell waiting in the wings. And trust me, what's coming next is so shocking, so out of left field, that it'll make everything we've talked about seem like child's play. This tea is not just hot, it's nuclear.
He's basically trying to silence us all, saying, nope, 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 no more lawyers or victims can speak forward. Is this legal? Is this actually something that could happen?
Well, I don't think it's going to work. What he's ultimately saying is that he has a right to a fair trial, which would include a impartial jury. And by the time this thing goes to trial next year, will they be able to find anyone to serve on that jury who does not already have formed opinions negatively about Diddy, based on all this press coverage? So that's what he's arguing, and he's saying, hey, this needs to stop so that jurors can come in who don't already have preconceived notions of his guilt. The problem is that these statements are not being made by the prosecutor. The court certainly has authority over the parties and their lawyers to tell them to stop speaking or limit their speech, more accurately, leading up to a trial if it would result in an unfair trial occurring. But here, this letter that Diddy's lawyers are filing are directed towards the media, which there is like no way that a U.S. court can tell the media not to report on something. There's maybe one national security exception that's been recognized many, many years ago, and even that's in question. So you can't tell the media stop reporting. That's the silliness that if that's what they're...
Remember when I said the drama never sleeps in Hollywood? Well, it just woke up and chose violence the morning after that video dropped. Tinseltown looked like a battlefield. Big names were running for cover faster than roaches when you turn on the lights. But here's the real question: who were they really trying to distance themselves from Diddy, Twitch, or their own skeletons? Girl, let me paint you a picture. The day after that video, it felt like a tornado had ripped through a glitter factory. Publicists' phones were blowing up, agents were stress-eating caviar, and celebs were changing their numbers faster than Taylor Swift changes boyfriends. The panic was so palpable you could practically smell it mixing with the spray tan. Now, here's where it gets juicy. All those A-listers who used to be besties with Diddy suddenly couldn't remember his name. It's like he got Thanos snapped out of their Instagram feeds. But wait, it gets better. Some of these same folks are side-eyeing Twitch like he's got a plague. It's giving very much I don't know her energy, and honey, it's delicious. Let's talk about Diddy for a hot second. The man who's been on top of the game for decades is now facing an empire that's looking shakier than a Jenga tower in an earthquake. We're talking canceled deals, pulled endorsements, and a fan base evaporating faster than my patience at the DMV. If Diddy doesn't pull a miracle out of his designer hat, he might have to trade in his bad boy title for bad boy.
Secondly, the other people who have identified themselves as victims and have sued are not necessarily even part of the indictment. We're not clear on that because the indictment does not name the victims. And we've seen all these people that have come up with the Busby lawsuits. And we're not sure that any of the people who are suing and whose lawyers are making statements in the press are even named or will be victims in the criminal case. So, the fact that there's a lot of people out there saying things could be just the result of the fact that he harmed a lot of people, and he just needs to be accountable for that, and he really can't stop them from speaking.
So it's interesting because as we go through these letters and exhibits, I mean, they really have been trying everything, but they make a point, and there's a section of this Daily Beast article that is interesting because this lawyer, Ariel, is saying her research says that the baby oil could be used as a conduit for the GHB, etc. Now, there previously had been a back and forth between the feds and Diddy's legal team saying you guys can't actually keep talking to the press. They were trying to claim that the feds were racist was one claim, right? They were both going back, sort of sharing examples that neither of them should be talking. And the judge said, you're correct, just stop talking. Does that include all these lawyers of all these other extra suits? Or this is just the Fed case? Like, does this not fall into the same sort of problem that the feds faced when Diddy's lawyers presented it in court? And that, yeah, these lawyers should stop trying to trial it in the public. They need to wait till the case happens. How does that work?
So there's two parties to the criminal case. It's the United States of America versus, Sean Combs. Those are the two parties, and each party is represented by counsel. So the federal court has authority over, the U.S. government and its counsel, and over Sean Combs and his counsel, to saying, hey, here's some restrictions on pretrial statements to the media. So that's possible. But here, the statements that he's complaining about in this letter, or his attorney's complaining about in the letter, are not statements by the government. These are statements by Attorney Busby, who's a civil attorney who is in no way connected to the government. He's just a lawyer who's been hired by people to sue. And then the clients of Busby, and then the other lawyers and clients that are out there making civil claims. Those people are not parties to the criminal case. And like I said earlier, it's not even clear that the people who are suing in civil court, meaning for damages against Sean Combs, are even going to be named victims, witnesses in the criminal case. Now, it would make a lot of sense that the government would reach out to these other folks. I'm sure that's happened, saying, hey, you're identifying yourself as a victim and you're suing Sean Combs. Do you want to cooperate with us? What do you know? And they may end up being part of the criminal trial, but we don't know that at this point. And the court really doesn't have much authority over these other people because they're not parties and not counsel to their action.
Based on a report by BuzzFeed, employees from Ellen's show revealed a toxic work environment that drove some to their breaking point. One former employee, fed up with comments about her skin color, walked off the job, while others claimed they were instructed by their managers not to speak to Ellen if they saw her around the studio. Most former employees attributed the day-to-day toxicity to executive producers and senior managers, but one individual pointed out that ultimately it was Ellen's name on the show and she needed to take more responsibility for the workplace environment. Guess who was an executive producer on the show? Yep, tWitch. So the big question arises, was he also contributing to the suffering of people of color, or was he among those being discriminated against? It's a murky situation. A Black woman who used to work on the show told BuzzFeed News that she faced offensive comments, actions, and microaggressions during her year and a half there. For example, she recalled a senior level producer telling her and another Black employee, "Oh wow, you both have box braids. I hope we don't get you confused at a work party." One of the main writers allegedly said, "I'm sorry, I only know the names of the white people who work here." Another former employee shared a harrowing experience after nearly a year on the show. They took medical leave for a month to check into a mental health facility after attempting to take their own life. Upon their return, they were informed they were being fired. This employee stated, "Some of the producers talk openly in public about addiction and mental health awareness, but they're the reason there's a stigma. They definitely don't practice what they preach with the Be Kind mantra." At the time Ellen was facing backlash, tWitch was also under fire for supporting her and serving as a producer on the show. Beyond his work duties, tWitch was a close friend of Ellen's, often accompanying her to various Hollywood events, including, allegedly, Diddy's parties. We all know Diddy was a regular on the Ellen DeGeneres show, and Ellen herself mentioned that he had invited her to several of his parties, though she never attended the earlier ones because they were too far away.
I mean, it's a bad look to me because it does seem like they're trying to silence the victims or trying to silence the media. And it's odd because his lawyer has been out there justifying the oil at Costco and doing all this stuff. So like, which is it, right? You can't have it both ways. You can't be out there defending in the press and putting your own stuff, or can you? How does that work? If everyone's allowed to sort of say what they want, is he allowed to? Is that the best move moving forward? What would you advise, I guess, to his team? Is this a smart move, or does this make it look like he's silencing us all, which to me isn't a good look?
Yeah, I mean, there's rules on pretrial publicity by lawyers in the United States, and we have to remember, federal government did a press conference. You know, I mean, Southern District in New York prosecutor came out and made a press conference. We all watched that, and it was powerful and specific. And so the government's doing this too. The thing is that really what these publicity rules do allow for is to saying, hey, if you are a witness, please come forward, help the government. Or Combs' attorney can say, if you're a witness, please come forward and cooperate with us in our defense. So that's an appropriate use of pretrial publicity, is to get that, other people out there to cooperate. Again, they do have to be very careful in the type of statements that they're making. The baby oil, buying it in bulk from Costco, is just silliness. So, again, the federal court can clamp down on these lawyers that are involved for Combs and the U.S. government. But here, this letter is attacked, towards the news media, which there's zero authority to do anything about, and other people who just happen to have claims against him who are not at this point named necessarily as victims in the criminal case. So again, it just seems like he is getting pummeled. He's got an avalanche of negative information against him, and he's trying to kind of basically unbury himself. But I don't think this is going to do it.
Yeah, it's interesting because this Damien guy, the agent, has responded. The defendant, citing no authority, have listed that such an order bind any local and federal law enforcement agents assisting any aspect of the investigation or any related grand jury proceedings, including but not limited to the Department of Homeland. The proposal was plainly overbroad, as it would require the government to be held accountable for potentially thousands of agents in an independent law enforcement agency over whom the government has no authority or oversight. The Homeland Security employs over 200,000 individuals, as it states here. It basically just says this order would be impossible to enforce. I mean, do you agree with this? Is this a silly thing? How do you think this is going to net out?
Yeah, I think it is silly. We kind of understand that there's a lot of high-profile cases. I mean, we cover these all the time, and they are able to find jurors. I mean, look at Depp Heard. I mean, they found, some people might say, oh, that was a bad example, but we have high-profile cases all the time, intense media coverage, and they find jurors who say that they either don't know anything about the case because they just don't follow the news, or if they've heard things, are able to set that aside and follow the judge's instructions and base their verdict on the evidence that's presented. At least they're going to swear, hey, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So even me, like I say, you and I have heard all this stuff. It's like, okay, I could serve on the jury. It's like, because I don't believe what people say, just because they say it. I mean, it's like I would be able to serve on the jury because I would listen to the evidence.
Yeah.
So even me that's heavily involved in following this, it's like, okay, I mean, the guy sounds guilty, but I would be willing to have an open mind and listen to the evidence and make a verdict.
Yeah, it is all about the due process.
I don't think this threatens his ability to get a fair jury.
This scandal isn't just shaking up a few careers. Honey, it's got the potential to flip the whole industry on its head. We're talking about exposing the dark underbelly of Hollywood, the secrets, the lies, and the dirty deals. It's like someone took a big old broom to sweep out all the webs, and Lord knows there are plenty. But wait, there's more. The tea suggests this scandal might have some serious collateral damage. Word on the street is that some other big names are sweating bullets right now. Apparently, Diddy's little black book is more packed than a sample sale, and if it ever sees the light of day, we're going to need a lot more popcorn. Now, both camps are in full damage control mode. Diddy's team released a statement saying these allegations are completely false and part of a coordinated smear campaign. Meanwhile, Twitch's people are keeping it classy, stating, "We are aware of the circulating rumors and are letting the facts speak for themselves. This mess is messier than a toddler eating spaghetti. But listen up, because in this game, it ain't over till it's over." Just when you think the dust is settling, another wind kicks up. This saga has more twists than a pretzel factory, and honey, we're just getting started. The real question is, who's going to be left standing when all is said and done? In Hollywood, today's tea could be tomorrow's lukewarm water, and you never know who's brewing the next pot.